Welcome to Construction Tech Talk, where we blend the traditions of the trades with the innovations of the future. Today, we're joined by Melvyn D. Scofield, an industry leader renowned for his strategic customer targeting and innovative video content. Melvyn's approach to creating value and leveraging personal branding is transforming the roofing industry. Let's dive into his groundbreaking strategies.
Melvyn, my man. Hey, first off, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us, and for those out there who are tuning in to this episode. I'm telling you, Melvyn's about to drop some bombs. I got to meet him via LinkedIn. We chatted for like an hour and a half. I was like, man, I got to get this guy on the podcast. And I'm going to tell you one thing. He thinks different, all right? So he's going to be someone who takes these strategies for developing new business, managing clients, and building relationships, and he thinks differently. He goes a different way about it. He's more strategic. And I'm telling you right now, I'm calling my shot. This guy's going to be on stage at one of these big roofing conferences sooner or later giving you this knowledge. So you might as well just tune in now so you can get it before everybody else does. So Melvyn, my man, thanks for joining us.
Nick, honored to be here, man. I appreciate the introduction. I think you see more the future than I do.
Hey,
and I'm
a visionary,
seeing, man.
I'm a visionary, not just for myself, for people around me, man. I know when I see a winner, and you are definitely one of them. Your ability to communicate, your ability to produce content on a regular basis, and get your message out there, and the way it resonates with people has really stood out to me. And that's what I want to start. You were talking about ideal customer profiles, and I'll be honest with you, I've talked to a lot of different roofing contractors over the last 7-8 years, and it's just a term that a lot of people don't really utilize or think about in their strategy enough. So could you walk us through your methods of identifying your profiles, and then maybe share a success story or the approaches that have worked for you to make a significant impact in your business development?
Yeah, so that's a great question, right? I feel like your ICP, your customer profile, your customer persona, right? I feel like it's the same, right? I feel like this is what companies are trying to find it everywhere, from the time of the yellow book to the SEO now, right? It's not much difference, man. CRM, everybody did a CRM, but the difference, they wrote it, right? The phone number, the name of the customer, they wrote it down. Now we have tools that does a CRM for you, but it's the same information, right? So you want your customer's name, you want your customer age, your customer likes, what are they buying? And every company, it's looking for the perfect customer, right? Who is out there that needs a roof to be repaired or replacement, in my case, right? So I dig deeper a little bit. I feel like if you don't know where you're going, there is no roads that doesn't matter, right? So it's like going a trail, man. If you take A or B, it doesn't matter where you're going if you don't know your destination, right? So I think that the destination, right, your customer, your ideal customer, what is he want? What do they need? What do they want, right? As a repair or replacement roof, right? And then from there, you analyze, okay, this customer they don't need a roofing now, but how long that they're gonna need a roof, right? And you see a lot of those in forums, right? Let's make the example, right? Back in the time of Home Advisor, right? Now Angel List, they change names like for many reasons, so we're not getting into that, but
that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah. They always ask these questions, right? Hey, how long are you gonna replace your roof? You know what I mean? What kind of roof you have? That is the niche of what you're looking for, right? So you need a customer that's going to replace your roof within 2 weeks, right? You want that, right? Because you want to sell it, right?
Right.
And then if it's a repair, that's fine. I seen it a little different, right? I seen as a repair for me, a foot in the door. Everybody, majority of the roofers don't like repair. Man, I seen the tickets, the repair tickets, the highest, the profit margin a lot higher. You know what I mean? The amount of time that you're in the job, you can do between four. It depends if you have a technician in your crew, between 4 and 8 repairs a day, and the margins dude, 50 to 60%. It's unbelievable that the high margins. But when you're selling retails or storms, right? So you have to evaluate what the margins that you want for your business. A lot of contractors selling jobs out there for, it depends on the market what you at. Iowa, so the market per square would go, I'd say minimum 48.5 a square to 525 per square. That's a fair price average. If you Google, if you go on Home Advisor, if you go Forbes Homes, don't matter where you're going.
You love Home Advisor, hey?
Yeah, you got the average. What's that? Say that again.
I said you love Home Advisor, don't
bro,
you?
But they gave the homeowner a lot of power,
information,
exactly.
and a lot of
That's
power.
what I like.
Yeah.
It. I like it. That's homeowners don't. What do I go for? You know what I mean? Like from the Yellow Book back in the days to Home Advisor, there was not much companies that would give the directions to homeowner, and they. I don't know if they didn't do it the right way. You know what I mean? But they give information to the homeowner. They look for the contractors out there in the market. So I personally feel like the homeowner should have more information. And one of the
so how do you feel about that? I want to stop you real quick there then, because obviously Home Advisor is providing that information, saying, hey, this is what the average is, this is where you should be at. And let's say that you're coming in at a higher price point, because I know you are, right? As a premium value, based off what you provide and the solutions and the way you go about it. How do you feel about that, going against that? And how do you deflect, those kind of objections?
It's easier to sell value than sell price, right? But I'm going to say that again. It's a lot easier to sell value than sell price. Because sell price, what are you going to fight with? You fight with
being cheaper.
Yeah, you're fighting with the bottom line. You're not
going to stay in business very long.
You can't really go like against anything that's lower. You know what I mean? The guy, you have to increase like your brand awareness, right? So you have to be recognized that, okay, these guys give me information, educated me. But I follow a guy, I don't know if I told you that, Nick, in our first conversation, Josh Brown on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, I followed him right after.
Dude, for me, the way he says about you detach from the outcome of the sales, it's the best way to go, right? And I tell you, man, like a few years back, I had a lot of storms, I did a lot of projects, right? And this is the example of it. I didn't care. I was just picking up like, oh, you just have the soffit and fascia that needs repair. I'll take it. Boom. Oh, you just have half of the roof that you need to replace, and then we butt in with the new because the insurance didn't pay, right? Not getting into insurance much, but okay, I'll get it. Okay, you need gutters here. And everybody else was like, man, you just getting all the jobs? I was like, I don't care. I'm just getting I'm getting the experience, right? And this is like my first year, right? The second year, I started analyzing, right, the jobs. And this is me, didn't know anything about roofing the first year, right? I'm going to get out the pipeline full. I don't care. Small jobs, big jobs, I don't care. High profitable, low profitable, I don't care. I did. The second year, I stepped back and I said, okay, how much I got in revenue, right? What was my profit margins per customer, per job, right? None of the sales rep do that. I don't know why. You should know.
No.
You should know. And then I said to myself, okay, this is my second year in roof. Now I'm going to do the opposite. I'm not going to get all of it. I'm not going to say yes to everybody. I'm going to start saying no to the low margins, right? And then evaluate. And then that way, so the second year, now the third year, I collect data from, okay, I took everything. I'm hungry. Ooh, just get everything.
Cookie Monster, all the deals.
Put in the bucket. Put in the bucket. Your pipeline is full, doesn't matter. With good, bad, doesn't matter. And then the second year, it was just, okay, high-end profit margins. And then the third year, I was like, oh, okay, now I have the data from the previous years, right? I have the data from the full pipeline. Then I have the data from the pipeline that had just really good jobs, right? The profit margin was like
Mm-hmm.
78%. The people were like, man, how do you increase so much in a job? You know what I mean? I was like, I offer everybody gutter toppers. I dig in on leaf guard. I study leaf guard. They sell a high end product. You have to have account with them. Let's put it that way, right? You have to sign with them to sell the product. You know what I mean? And I was like, how can
Mm-hmm.
I offer their product that's a high end, but not having to be assigned with the company, right? Because the owner didn't want to do it, right? That's the case on that point. And I started offering heavy customers. Hey man, I seen those trees over there. You look like you getting up there. You don't want to be in the ladder twice a year to clean your gutters, dude. Easy offer. Just offering,
Yeah.
not forcing people to buy gutter toppers. Just offering them. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh man, you here? How much would that cost? I was like, let me look into this, and I can save you money because we're gonna be here anyways. We're gonna do your roof, we're gonna do your siding, and then we come in and do your gutters at the end, right?
Yeah.
It would cost you more if I have to add it, but we're gonna be here anyways. High end
Mm-hmm.
tickets, right? Gutter toppers, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, 17 to up to 23 a linear foot.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
benefit for them to have another 2,500 to 3,500 add on that contract. But I added,
I
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say all really good points, and I like the strategy that you took, right? Because in the beginning, whether you're starting a business or you're new into roofing, right, get your hands on anything you can, right? Take it all. Get the experience that you need, right? And the only way is repetition.
Yeah,
So any opportunity that you can get your hands dirty, figure out what works, what doesn't work, right? Mess up a little bit, get embarrassed, take the wrong job, have it go wrong, do all that stuff, and then refine it from there. And then it's once you had it refined, it's like, all right, now I'm getting my ideal customers, my ideal projects, but how can I serve them better and also win bigger? And so I was like, all right, what other solutions do they need? What add-ons, what upgrades could make their life easier, right? Protect their home better, whatever it might be. So it's a win-win scenario, but you got to go through those processes because you don't know what you don't know.
yeah. It's right what you're saying. It's pretty much get dirty, man. I feel, I don't know, the perception that I have. I have been around like a lot of sales reps, right? Project managers per se. I don't mind to go in the dump. If I had to go in the dump,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing when you go in the dump? I'm paying
Yeah.
attention what the guys are doing. Why is the guy back in the trailer like the way he did? You know what I mean? Like it's just analytical, right? Maybe I'm more analytical.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, maybe I'm more analytical than the other guys. It's like everybody's going to the left. Why is this guy going
Mm-hmm.
to back up the trailer to the right? And then he got stuck because the right was a little mud. I saw it was dark because of the rain of the day before. I don't think people, I don't want to generalize people, but generally, I don't think they're detail oriented when it comes to, the job per se. I'm very, I put in paperwork together for a job, and I get a guy from the commercial roofing that said, hey, man, my project managers don't do that. I was like, what do you mean? Like,
That's saying something.
yeah, my project managers, and I was like, they have a PNP license, right? Their project managers hardcore, right? And they're like, yeah, but they don't
Yeah.
do that. You do that naturally on a job site for a residential job. I was like, yeah, I do that. It's for me, not for anybody else. I'm OCD. I like the schedule organized. I like to people to know. I like them to have the information. And I say that I prefer that. Construction site, man. The probability that accident happen, it's gonna happen. But if you have your stuff organized, then you minimize the probability, right? The probability is wow. Why not work that process, right? And
Contractors, contractors aren't super detail oriented, right? Their communication can sometimes be subpar. Organization can be a big issue. I think those are like the three buckets and the major issues that you see in the contracting world. And if they switch that mindset where they were a little bit more detail oriented, it would help them fix those areas, and also it would turn them to a different mindset of being strategic rather than having to be reactive and putting out all the fires and issues that arise from not having that detail-oriented mindset to,
I go
free
back
them
to
up a little bit.
from the residential to the commercial, right? So that I switch a little bit. I went to big jobs, right? The logistics, man, it's a lot of work. The guy, I remember the project manager that was under me saying, "Oh, I can do that." I was like, "Okay, let's do that." Like the first day, and then I tell them, "You got to be here at 5:30 a.m." They're like, "5:30 a.m. Why?" I was like, "Because I'm here at 5:30 a.m. before everybody else, and my crews don't get in the job site until 6:50.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Why'd you get here so early?" Because when I'm looking at that house, I'm looking at, okay, the garage is over here. I want the trailer closer. I don't want anything flying to the other side. The other side is all LP. The front is brick, but the LP in the top is not going to get any. So what I want, it's like that LP to not have one mark, one scratch of asphalt from the shingle. That's how I see it. That's how I go. I'm like, and then that side right here, we have equippers now that kind of minimize that thing, but we didn't have equippers 4 years ago. So, and then the driveway, like when I talk to people, the analysis like this, when I'm walking in, it's pictures of the driveway, pictures of the downspouts, pictures of, I had almost company can in my mind before company can started. I should have it, right? Because that was all.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I've had, when company cam was just getting going, I had them on our last podcast years and years ago. And dude, that thing blew up. But if you really think about it, it's a very simplistic application.
Yes.
And it's and everybody loves it. But man, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, because
app to develop.
I would love to have it because I was doing it before they came out. Like for the solution for the product, for the problems that you're gonna have or you might not have. Oh man, great solution. So
Great solution.
And that's how I go for the job site. And when you scale to the commercial job, you tell a project manager to show up on the job site at 5:30, but you have a rebuttal. 5:30. I was like, okay, you don't want to do this. Because if I have to tell you to show up earlier and you want to be successful, that's on you, man. You know what I mean? You want to show up early. You don't. But I can tell you that kid is not going to be successful in construction.
No.
You know what I mean?
No way.
I mean, I want to be in, and at the end of the day, I'm still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the nature. But I'm so OCD when it comes to people's house that I want it better than when I got in.
And that's what people want, though, man. That's what customers want.
And that's their house, right? Let's take care of that house. You know what I mean? As it's mine. That's what I would do with my house. You know what I mean? I like my downspouts to be perfect, 3x4s, working properly with the hinges. The same thing I have in my house. I'm not really like, it's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So be better.
I want to ask you on the sales side and customer experience and whatnot. I know we touched on ideal customer profiles. When I'm talking to you, I feel like your buckets are homeowners, property managers, insurance agents. And if not, you can tell me what they are afterwards. But do you kind of have a different kind of presentation or way you go about things based off of what bucket they're in?
It's funny that you asked that, right? So a lot of people think that the ICP is just one, literally, know your ICP. You should know your ICP, but yeah, that's different languages, right? Like for me, the homeowners, it's a decision makers that he's gonna make the decision to buy or not buy that gutter toppers right there or he's gonna make the decision with his wife or so forth, right? So property managers, some of those guys don't have the decision, right? They don't per se. You can persuade them to better product, to better service, and that is why last August I clicked and I said, man, I have to put that information out there, just like the other websites do, because when they see the videos of what are you doing for property managers, what are you doing, you know what I mean? The inspection video that I have, I mean, nobody knows what inspection do for them. Now they do. This is what the inspection should do for you. And then, right, as a property manager, they can make a decision. Some property managers have a more lenient than others. I deal with this all the time. But at the end of the day, when you get a property manager that believes in what you do and you do it right because you want to do it better, it's a lot of a way to go to the HOA boards, right? So because the HOA board, the apartment, they are the people that's going to make a decision if they're going to go with you or not. But that's fine if they don't, as I mentioned, the detached from the outcome of the sales, right? You can't really have everybody like going with you, right? That's
So how do you handle that then? Because obviously with a homeowner, you're right with the decision maker, right? So you can close that deal. When you're dealing with like a property manager, you have to have that information properly get transferred over to somebody else, which is tough because for me, let's say I'm trying to close. Let's say I'm trying to close a roofing company, and I want them to work with Better Boss, right?
Yeah.
And let's say I'm working with the sales manager, or whatever it might be, but they don't have that direct connection. Ideally, I want to try to figure out if I can speak to that owner at some point, right? Because sometimes that the information, the value gets lost in translation.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You're pitching for someone that's going to pitch on your behalf, right? That's the better. But every time I go and meet with the property managers, I tell them personally, I want to be on that meeting with the HOA. I want to have the opportunity to introduce myself. It's just like door knocking. You have about, I don't know, 67 seconds to get an introduction, right? And I remember from my days in the rental car business that you had 7 minutes to pitch a person that when they came out from the trolley to the counter to sell, to increase their rental experience. So I don't think that has changed. I feel like the span of attention of people has changed. You know what I mean? You have a lot of short time to get an introduction, right? And that's why I think video is the next thing.
Our attention span is less than a goldfish.
Yeah,
now. We literally have a shorter attention span than a goldfish.
But it's funny because when we talk about this, it's like, what are you doing to supplement your sales when you know that's going to happen? And that's why I think video is the next thing. But video, it's not new now. A lot of people are just not doing videos for a reason, right? They're scared of the camera, and I'm going to be honest, man. I'm not. It took me a while to craft the video thing. You know what I mean? Okay, now I got a video coach. Like I have a sales coach, a video coach, right? And then for me,
and hey, hold on, real quick, something right there. I want everybody to get a takeaway from that, right? Is he's hired a video coach and he's hired a sales coach.
Yes.
And what is he doing fantastic at? Sales and video. Is there a correlation there?
It is
probably, right? It's one of those things where people are wondering why they're struggling in certain areas. But the thing is, as a business owner, as a leader, as a salesperson, or whatever it might be, you have so many different responsibilities, and there's only so many areas that you can be super strong at. So if you bring in somebody who is an expert in that specific area, and you're willing to put in the money and the time, good things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes you got to pay to play, but it's going to pay off.
It's funny that you say that, Nick. I feel more like as an investment. Because, I mean, if you look back in videos, right, and this is me, right, before, it took me a year to get into the whole thing, right? I followed the guy on LinkedIn. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get you as my coach. I think you're the best one in the videos that I've seen it, You're going to be my coach. Yeah. And then you make the call, right? But it took me a year to, okay, because I want to craft. I was thinking about the idea. It was funny because I want to think about the customer, the ideal, what I'm gonna do with videos, what's the message, it's a lot of stuff that goes into it, right? Making video is not just making videos. That's a lot of people making videos but not getting the message across like the way you're supposed to, right? It's analytical, man. It's not just making video and post, right? It's what
Yeah.
can you do? And I'm talking like demographics, psychology, geographic, all the ICP thing, right? I'm not, if you don't do it right, that 70 seconds that you have from that person on the door, it's gone. Even if you did it right or wrong, it can be gone no matter what. But if you craft that message, that guy that I follow to that I extremely happy with, Adam Bensman, right? Door knocking, the door.
Great
knocking.
dude.
Yeah, I have been following him since the beginning. If you don't start knocking doors, if you scare knocking doors, start knocking doors, you're not gonna go anywhere. Your game is not gonna get better. You know what I mean? I take what he says and I did it, like everything. You follow other guys. I follow guys from Active that sell pitching grass and, oh man, I can kill your stuff. It's just that I follow a lot of other people on a different business too. That's what I like it. And then
I like that. Yeah. Because even with me now, I was always in roofing, and now I'm working with all kinds of trades, and I feel like I'm taking bits and pieces from every trade that I can utilize.
Until today, I don't understand why roofers don't charge for inspection. Like HVAC guys
I
do,
know, man.
plumbers do, they all do, you know.
You would get more qualified leads, so even if it's $50,
it's
you know what I mean? From paying you, right? And then they respect your time a little bit more. They're not going to cancel or reschedule because they're paying for
it. And you can do it as, I don't know, you can do it like how Home Depot or Lowe's do it, as like when you have a measured carpet for them. Hey, I'm looking for a carpet. Okay, what kind of carpet? What kind of quality? They pitch you, right? And then I was like, oh, okay, how much it costs for put a measure? Oh, they cost you $149 to go in your house and measure everything, whatever, first floor and second floor.
Yep.
However, if you buy the carpet with us, that $149 goes to the project price. You're not paying for it.
That's exactly how I would do it.
Yeah.
That's exactly 100%.
You do that. Okay, we can do like an inspection that's like a really deep inspection. I can go in your attic. But it takes time, man, to go, you know, your roof is leaking actually for 5 years. You haven't seen the water on the drywall, but you see it. But it takes time to check all your roof, right? Even though it's 15, 20 minutes, I can pinpoint exactly what a leak is. But I have to go in your... Now, your attic's a little bit more complicated, right? It's going to take you to get in, to get whatever mask or... And then some attics are not really the best. Most of them are not really easy.
Yeah.
It's an hour.
So then how do you do that then? So let's say they call 3 contractors. 2 of them offer a free inspection, but you're $99, let's say. And then that goes towards the... What do you say? We got free inspections from blah, 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 blah. I don't get it, Melvin. Why are you charging me?
You get what you pay for. You know what I mean? Like, the free inspection. Let me ask you this question. What's your roofer really going to look into your house? How long does it take to go on your roofing inspection? Did he put a ladder, and what is he inspect out there? Did he give you pictures? Did he give you a form? I can tell you have a leak up there, but if the homeowner doesn't understand anything about roof and can't see the roof, you know what I mean? Oh, I have a leak? Yeah, you have a leak that you need to fix. You know what I mean? But generally, you can fix stuff like on the roof. I have my truck that I can fix a boot pipe on the roof like right away. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's a decision that you can make on a call to, like small repairs. But you know, when you're doing a repair, and I don't know if you've seen that, but I have price repairs in LinkedIn. It costs you between $250 to $500, man. It's not that much, but it's what you're doing to people. Don't charge people 3,000 for something that it's not worth 3,000. I'm fair on the price, and I'm fair when I'm talking to people too. How many deals I have lost for bottom price? Because I asked them. I make sure that a lot of salespeople, I don't want to know why I lost. I was like, how are you gonna make better? How are you gonna make your pitch better? And if you're competing with the price, then you have to tell the homeowner that too. Hey, I understand you're looking for price. I don't sell price. I'm here to give you value, right? I'm here to be a contractor. I'm here to make your roof like from not to now, but to now within 15 years, I'm gonna come inspect your roof. I'm following up with you every year. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna give you a call and say, okay, it's let me come and check your roof before the winter. And after the winter, if something flies out there, we're catching time. Let me help you. This is what you get when you go with us. You know what I mean? You're not getting just a roofing contractor that wants to sell a roof. I want to sell a roof to you, Nick, and then to your mother, to your cousin.
Yep.
I want the referrals. I ask for people referrals through what I'm doing as a job. I know roofing companies saying, yeah, do you ask for referrals? Yeah, I ask for referrals in some ways or another. But what I do for them, I get the referrals without even ask for the referrals.
Because the experience was that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is. It's doing the right thing, it's a fair price, giving them the price that's acknowledged out there, which I like it, Roofo, that gives you the price of roofing. I think this is going to grow a lot with the Gen Z and Gen Y like that. The people that's going to own houses, right? We have to analyze the market with everything. And that's why I like, because I'm so analytical. Why is it video growing? Gen Z don't like reading essays. They don't like videos. So what you should be doing to sell them? Videos, because that's how they're going to buy. You have to understand your customer at a deep level. If not, they're not going to buy from you. They're going to buy from the guys that are making videos. There might be a video they saw, whatever, roofing, Nick's roof doing a video on TikTok. I'm going to go with them. I like that video.
Yep.
The nature of
the brand awareness too, right?
Yeah.
So they can get to know you, right? They know you before you even show up or before they even call you or reach out to you. They keep seeing your face. They know what you're about. They know you're an expert. You've built the credibility,
Yep.
right? So now, without you even knowing it, they are building a relationship with you via video, right? You know, when I was doing the last podcast, I show up to a roofing conference, and I used to start out every podcast with "We are live," and some random guy would come up to me and say, "We are live, man. I've been listening in the truck for the last year." Right now, when I go into that sales environment with somebody like that, a contractor like that,
I love it.
It's completely different. The objections are already so knocked down.
Yeah.
They're not worried about me. They trust me.
Well, it's not a cold call anymore. So it's a warm call.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you see my face, like you, and I feel like I know you, Nick.
Yeah, we're buddies already.
You know what I mean? It's like,
we met on LinkedIn.
You see me once, and now you see me on your feed, and now you go, okay, this guy has good point of view. He has different. He sees it different. I want to talk to him, and now he goes out there, and then people like I'm not sure. I feel like people are very scared of them to like them, or like I'm just doing it for the good. Like inform people. I want to inform more property managers out there so they have better knowledge on that. I don't feel like property managers have enough knowledge on the exteriors. Their knowledge. But if I put a video out there and I say, okay, this is what you should be looking at. I have a property manager call me another day. Say, hey man, I really didn't know what a J channel is until your videos came out. Now I know.
Oh, that's great.
The properties that I did a walk around last Friday didn't have none of that J channel in it. That's what I want to touch, man. And I'm like, I'm happy to help you with all the J channels. And she's like,
and so we got to dive into the LinkedIn now. We in the videos specifically, right? Because dude, this is where like you blow me away, right? So I think Melvyn, you might be the best roofer on LinkedIn, in all honesty, the way that you're utilizing it. And I've talked to a lot of contractors, right? So Melvin's got almost 8,000 followers on LinkedIn. He's using LinkedIn Premium. He's got a great handle or headline. You're an Iowa roof guy, text me for roof inspection, helping property managers get quality work done while saving on their budgets, liaison with insurance agents to facilitate homeowners' best outcomes. And he's posting videos. It's every day, every other day, whatever it might be, consistent. And the thing is he's actually getting engagement. And that's the hard part. So he's getting 50 likes, he's getting comments, right? And so people are actually relating to it and connecting with it and responding to it. So like on the videos, you already talked about your goals there a little bit. What specific type of videos have you seen that are proven to be effective in engaging the audience and driving the growth?
So I look at the analysis now, analyticals and LinkedIn, and I've seen that most of the videos have like more like engagement. It's like the ones that you educate the audience. I mean, hey, this is what you should be looking at. It. This is what this is going to do for you. It's more. I can feel like I don't know if you read a book, Nick. They call the Challenger Sales. And
check it out.
This is a great book. I think that how you sell today, it's like a challenger sales technique. It's not like, oh, I know everything about roofing, or it's not. That it's not the way they used to sell it before, right? So you give them information, you educate them in what they should be looking at, right? And then that's what I get more results. It's giving the information, and then I get some other people like, but then they're not gonna need you. I was like, no, they're gonna need me because they trust me on that information that you just sold them, right? Or you just give them, right? Not even sold. Like to me, it's not even. If I gave you information about J Channel, what you should look into your J Channel, man, I guarantee you now, property managers are more like, oh, okay, hey, is that the J Channel good out there? But these people that are inspecting it, it might not be you. They're like, oh man, this person knows a little bit. I should. It's almost like you preparing them for not be a scam. You're giving them the tools to not be a scam for any other contractor. I'm not saying that people like contractors are going to scam them, but I'm just saying that I'm giving them more information, more education, more whatever golden nuggets, you know what I mean, that they can use on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And I'm happy.
You're empowering them.
And I'm happy if they use another contract and they go educate another contract. It's not just about me getting the deal, right? Now we're making the entire skill trades, right? Like the roofing guys, more like, oh, okay. I don't know if I'm creating a trend here, Nick, but I'm gonna, this is what my vision is out there somewhere, like now all these property managers are gonna be like, man, I like what this guy is saying. I'm giving them the information that other guy's gonna come in and say, oh no, you don't need the J channel. Nah, you need a J channel. You know what I mean? So it's just that nuance of giving the information. And eventually they're gonna call you. And
100%.
And I don't need to inspect a roof for anybody or siding and charge people. No, I do not. You know what I mean? We do a lot of storm without, you know what I mean, charging. But I just feel like majority of the roofers out there, and I have this in video too, they just want to replace your roof now. No.
Exactly.
I want you to see the information. Here's the pictures. I don't think you should replace this roof. This roof just need a repair here and there. And that, it's what it goes to the other third ICP. The insurance guys are really more likely to refer me as a roofer than the guy that always want to replace a roof that you could just fix and repair these shingles right here, fix the vent that got beat up by the, you know what I mean, and not go above the deductible. Like, I'm not here to take money from anybody, man. I'm here to do a fair job, a fair trade, and help people. So then if the insurance guy is going to be like, man, the last 8 jobs that I sent to Melvyn, he was on the target. He was like, oh man, he didn't come to me with, oh no, you need to pay more here, or you need to do this. I was like, no, man, this is what my analysis. You need to replace a few shingles here around. The vent got beat up. You know what I mean? And this is my cost. Boom. And then the insurance guy goes like, you're the only one that actually did that. I was like, that's the right thing to do, actually. Am I defending insurance people? I'm just saying that I'm doing the job that I can go to bed and sleep to my daughter, my family, and say, I did the honest thing. Here's the information. Now, what are you going to do with the information? You know what I mean? Like, that's what you should do, man. That's the integrity.
Do the right thing, empower them, right? Drop down the barriers and frictions that they're worried about, right? Of getting ripped off or getting scammed, whatever it might be. One thing I heard was focus on demonstrate, inform, educate, and entertain in your content.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like those 4 buckets, right?
Yeah.
But man, you have done an awesome job, man. And for people who want to get into video or they're a little bit hesitant, do you have any tips for people to be successful with it?
Start it now, get it now, because then you can book a library of videos, right? And then your content becomes, it's what you do, right? Before, I'm going to tell you, when I used to go out there, I wouldn't make any videos. Now I'm making the videos as I'm going to the letter, right? I'm adding that to my, you know what I mean? And it gives you more proofs too. Like it does the intentional to the customer, right? The customer is like, oh man, he's going out there and doing this. You know what I mean? Like it's just, a lot of people are doing those videos. And, you know, you follow some people that in Instagram, you follow some people on TikTok, and you're like, oh man, now the videos are changing. You can see that what they were doing there back in the 80s, there was one type of video, you know, the 90s and the 2000s. Now the videos are switched. It's like you putting your face out there, even though you're working for a company. You know what I mean? People are more likely to buy from people, trust people. It's the difference.
Because you're building your personal brand, right?
Yeah.
That's what you focus on. So no matter what you're doing in your life, you're building your personal brand. So then that way you can take that anywhere you go.
Yeah, it's a fortitude, right? So if for some reason this roofing company decide to sell out, you know what I mean, and a private equity buys it, you know what I mean, I'm gonna analyze my content and be like, oh man, this guy's bringing money to the table, you know what I mean? There is a lot of like venues that you can utilize your brand, right? Your personal brand.
Yeah.
And
100%.
A lot of these guys, and you can be a 1099 or you can be a W-2, right? You should be doing videos. You know what I mean? However, with the W-2s, you have to understand the disclaimers with the company. They might have something that they don't allow you to make videos with that brand, but maybe you should get with your HR and say, what can I do? How can I include the brand? I'm not saying that you should, as a brand, as your brand, right? When I planned to leave the company, a previous company, I knew that I had to make videos. When I started making videos in August, I didn't publish them until now they're coming out, right? But I knew for a fact that if I didn't do that, how do I gonna come across? How do I gonna get the message out there? Video, it's so much more like, it's like you said, 8,000 people seeing your video and share with other people, like it. And so that their network is seeing it. Like how many people that I touched that I didn't even know. That's
so true though.
Yeah, it's huge.
Because your ideal audience, right? They usually know other people in your ideal audience and they're in your network, right?
Yeah.
So when they're engaging with it, it spreads, right, to their network of people who you also want to engage with.
Yeah, and I don't want to just, I serve Iowa now, you know what I mean? Like in maybe 3 years from now, we're all in the Midwest. But man, if that's a property manager in Texas, right, that for some reason the property manager owns a building right here and the gal likes it because I said something, I want those guys in Texas to know that is a J channel that's missing. Right? Now they have the message.
Yep.
So I'm trying to educate it. It's going to be, eventually it's going to be global. but now it's
Yeah.
local, right?
Yeah.
But I want to educate them more. The more homeowners, the more property managers, even the insurance people, so that they see my thing and be like, that's the guy I want to give my business to. That's, and then I'll do the same, man. You know what I mean? If the guy, for me, this is how it works. This is how the network works. If the guy, it's an insurance guy doing videos out there telling that, oh, we work with this and policy and that, and we do the right thing for the people. That's who I want to refer. Someone that's in my network,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Someone that
Yeah.
knows me. Someone that's done business. That's pretty much how it goes. You know what I mean? Like it's just the nature of a network, and then you should utilize a network better, more. And I don't think people do.
100%.
Like I feel like
100%.
LinkedIn is very not utilized to the potential for the amount of
I would
users.
agree with that.
You know what I mean?
100%. Most roofers don't use it. Anybody who does is usually just like a pitch slap. Connect and then send them a message saying, "Will you buy from me?"
Yeah, exactly. And that, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
I feel like they want to buy in a different way, right? They want to be told that you need the product, but they don't really want to be told. It's a fine art to,
100%.
okay, like you want to buy it, but I feel like the buyers have a lot more power than they used to. It's the cell phone generation, man. I can go on my cell phone in roofing near me. I think voice is going to grow. I think video is going to grow. You know what I mean? And I think the guys that are not doing that, are they going to phase out, or are they going to get acquired by the big company, and the private equity is going to come and get the big company? That's nature, man.
Seriously though,
It's your economics.
100%. I want to ask you too on the video side. You mentioned some of the AI stuff when we were speaking last time about how you're utilizing that. Let's say, hey, you're going to make 3-4 videos this week. What's your process? Are you sitting down saying, hey, this is the topic, this is what I'm going to talk about,
So
and then using AI to help your creative process?
So I do on the go, right? I create a video, right, and then I get a video editor to edit the video, right? I'm not. It's hard to do.
So you're in the moment. You're in the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to do
when you're making these.
It's
like,
hard.
Hey, I got an idea. Boom.
Yeah, but so I have a CRM that I write it down my ideas, you know, and I use Trello. Right? I write it down, content ideas.
Okay.
Boom. And I just write it. Oh, I saw something, you know what I mean? Like, for example, I'm talking to you right now. I was like, oh man, that could be a good video. You know what I mean? That could be a great, but sometimes they don't turn to be a good video. That's the fine art, right? So I write it down. Roll something down. Okay. This is and then I go in the field and how am I going to record that? You know what I mean? Like, for example, that is a video that I want to record about repairing a job that's going to cost you almost 10 grand. You know what I mean? I want to attic the guy, and the leak is the roofing is leaked for 5 years, for the last 5 years. Inside is all moldy, right? So the idea, I have the idea, right? Because I'm inside the attic of the guy. But how am I going to put that in video? It's a different story. That's the fine art for the guy, the video editor, to cut. And it's like you do with your podcast, right? You're going to cut it and splice whatever, right? But man, it takes a lot of time, man. You know what I mean? To do that.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And people, like, I got all the roofers that are like, oh man, your video looks nice, man. How'd you do that? On the iPhone? I was like, yeah, I did the video on iPhone, man. The cuts and the editing portion, the diagrams, it's like the video editor does that for me. And it's like, oh, you paying a guy to do that?
He does a good job.
Yes,
he does a good job.
You got to pay someone to do it because that's what they do for living. What do you do for living? You sell, right? You go out there, you're a roofer. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be doing the job of a video editor, right? And that's why you get a coach, right, to tell this stuff, right? You get informed, just like the way you're doing for the property managers. Why did I sign up with the guy? Because I believe the guy's the best in the video, right? So,
Yep.
and then you get a video editor. You get a, and so I do a lot of the, I do all the videos, you know what I mean? And then ideas, the content, right? You create an idea. The idea might not be good. He does knock out my ideas too. He's, nah, this is not gonna work. Which is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Oh
then
yeah.
you're really on that point that I know a lot of people that put content out there, and I was like, what does that do for you? It's getting likes. One thing is getting whatever comments. One thing is getting reposts.
Yeah.
What are you wanting? Right? That ICP, who you want it, right? I want a property manager to be more educated. I want a homeowners to be more educated. I want insurance agents to be more educated. If they're gonna send me business, that's a different willing. But I would love them to send me business. But first of all, what I want to do for them, it's educated them. That way they can come to their customers and say, hey, these guys, it's a guy that I will use in my house. Right? So
100%.
I trust this guy. He does a fair job, fair price, and he's honest. What else you want? You know, and that's the ideal. Like it's I don't want to charge you
What about
25,000 for a roof
what?
that's worth 20. And 20, you're making good money. Great money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. What about on the AI side though? Because you said you're using it to help you write some emails
So
or something like that, or how are you using that?
I got an active campaign now on working in a list. So I have the sales navigator from
LinkedIn.
and then
Yep.
I had Radio AI. I have Apollo. I got a bunch of whatever.
You use them all, man. You're speaking my language now. You're
Stacks.
getting
Like
ready.
I wanna like it's like from notes to Trello to whatever you can do to stack them up and utilize the tools. That is a lot of free tools out there, man, that you can do. Okay, I pay for Radio AI at the beginning, but for example, Sales Navigated, I don't. They do stuff. That was a tool that I want to get it back in the time that would give you like emails and phone numbers on the list. But I use Scout
Yep.
that scouts like the your ICP from LinkedIn. But that's not all uh, the the people in LinkedIn that have the emails and the phone number there, right? So unless you want to, I have my information there, but you know what I mean.
Sorry about that. I got booted for a second there.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
but
man.
it's just yeah. I got the tools to utilize. I think Apollo is a great tool. When I got into a one, I follow these people, right? Like I said to you before, Nick, I follow Carolina from Apollo when she was putting videos in Apollo, the way they utilized the tool, and uh, and I think it's a great tool to utilize. But it gets expensive, you know what I mean? If you think
It
about
adds up quick,
utilizing your,
man.
it
Because
does
I've
get
been in the
expensive.
tech side, so obviously I implement tech, but I use tech for our customers. I use tech internally, man. And I'll tell you what, man, we spend thousands and thousands and thousands on it. But once it's dialed in, though, it always pays off, and there's
Yeah,
ROI. And then all of a sudden, you're just doing things way differently than everybody else.
but it's hard to dial in sometimes. What the right now with after Chat GPT and AI, all this stuff that comes out, it's so many tools that coming out, and then they all overlap a little bit, and you're like, oh man, what's the best that I could use here? So I'm not an expert by any means. Who is an expert in Chat GPT? The thing just started,
I'll tell you
but
what, man, I think I might be up there, bro. Even when we were talking, even to put this together, I want to share this. So me and Melvin connected on Zoom. I recorded that using Fathom, and then that gave me a transcript. I took that transcript, put it in a PDF, uploaded in ChatGPT, asked what the best talking points were, got the
yeah,
questions from there, and then I use this thing called Slider AI, and It's just on my browser. I hit a button and it can interact with any of my websites. So then what I did, I went and found any other video I could of Melvyn. I had Slider AI read the video or listen to the video, get the transcript from those videos, learn as much about you as possible. Then it read your LinkedIn page, and then it combined all that to help me create this recording. And I use that for literally everything. It's just in different ways. Everything I do.
Yeah.
You know, I take my sales presentation, I upload it to Sales Coach on ChatGPT, which is a special one. I have it grade it for me. It grades it, and then it refines it for me. And so, man, the opportunities are endless.
Yeah. But yeah, and then you lose the technology to get better. For example, I send email. I remember back in the time when I was a manufacturer that we have some goals and like sales goals, and the guy would say, "Oh, you got to make between 20 and 30 calls a day." And I was like, 20 and 30 calls a day? I was like, how do you do that? What do you consider a call, right? And then you have to pick up the phone and talk to someone, right? A call, it's not, oh, I call, left a voicemail, right? That didn't count as a call. I was like, who talks to 30 people a day? You know what I mean? And this is 4 years ago. Now you have a guy or a girl or an AI robot that can call for you. Filter the call. It sounds like almost like it's a guy or it's a person on the other side. They
pause, they do everything. They have the whole flow. Yeah.
Why not utilize those? You know what I mean? It's going to cost you money? It is. But imagine if you can make 50 calls a day. Like cold
automated
calls, warm calls. Yeah. And then you can go on your list, right? If you work your tech stack, you get your list, right? Your emails go out there, right? Okay, the email, the people that know you or the people, or maybe you get a list or, you know, you can do all kinds of different stuff, right? But then they answer the email. Now you have a conversation with them, but in the second conversation, your emails, it's automated with active campaign, it's sequence. You get a sequence. Okay, you're not looking for a full roof replacement, you repair. That goes to a different email. Boom. Repair list. Doom. Follow up for customers within a year. Follow up for customers 2 years, 3 years. You know, now, dude, you utilize all the technology, you know, and you wouldn't be scrambled for door knocking, you know what I mean? Like if you, for the last 3 or 4 years, if you get all the emails from these customers and then you send a message to them, hey, your warrant's about to expire on that, whatever the warrant that we sold, right? It's a 10 years workmanship warrant. It's about to expire. Let me go and check your roof. You know what I mean? And then recently in your neighborhood had a storm. Let me check in and see if that's something that, you know, we can help you with. Oh yeah, you know, you got a lot of hail. You don't even see your back side of the house, your south side of the house, you know. Maybe you call your insurance guy and file a claim. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that a lot of roofers are not doing. You know what I mean? And you should. You know what I mean? You should do just what the HVAC guys do. They go in your roof, they go in your AC or your thing, they check it. Man, they call you.
100%, dude.
Check your AC for this year. It's $85 only. We can come and check. Let me put you in your schedule. It's the same with the roofing, man. Hey, check your roof lately? Who's the last person that checked your roof? I asked this in the questions. That's my pitch. You know what I mean? Like, hey, who was the last time that you have someone check your roof? My roof's fine. I was like, how do you know that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would know, but hey, you would know once I come down and tell you, hey, your roof is fine. If we cross that bridge, let me just put a ladder out, check for you really quick. You know what I mean? So, but if they don't want it, they don't want it. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like the people feel a lot pressure when they're door knocking, but I feel like the door knocking, it's one thing that you could do. Emails, content creation, like videos on LinkedIn. And I want to videos everywhere else too. I'm working on things that it's going to evolve to the point that the only roofer in town is gonna be, oh, who'd you know? Oh, Melvyn, the roofing guy.
We gotta
Create
get you
a
on YouTube, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna once you get
I
on there
want to do
too.
YouTube, and I want to do
TikTok, maybe even, dude. I've heard
yeah,
a lot of
like
contractors that
Instagram.
are forward thinking going
Yeah,
there.
exactly. And it's gonna be pretty much the same content, man. It's like Gary V says, man, you have to be everywhere.
Everywhere, baby. Shout out
You
Gary
know what I
V,
mean? Like
man.
if they see your face, and they're gonna be like, oh man, this guy's on Instagram too. Oh my God, he's on TikTok too. Man, you everywhere, man. Let me give that guy a call. You know what I mean? They can't be only on a sign or yard. They have to be on
Yeah.
a sign or yard. And does it really cost you more to be on LinkedIn, to be on Instagram, to be on TikTok? Not really. You know what I mean? Like it's what cost you. It might cost you a lot more to not be.
You're
Within
right
like,
there. I think you're
yeah,
right there. I think you're right there. The opportunity cost is heavier.
yeah, it's the your cost of acquisition per customer is going to be a lot higher, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not complaining about the business. I'm just saying it's going to be higher with marketing. It's going to be higher with insurance companies. Policies are changing. Everything changed. You know what I mean? If you don't know, if you don't only sell storms and you don't sell retail, it's going to be a lot more expensive. Like the leads, the Angie leads, and things like that, it's gonna get expensive, man. Uh, It's just the nature of the business. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna get more costly if you don't have finance. The salaries are not increasing the way the other stuff is decreasing. It's a balance, and you should have all your technology in favor for you, right? Because I
Amen.
know guys, man, they still in Yellow Book, and when I Google them, they don't show up on Google.
100%, dude.
And people trust more
100%.
Google than they trust anybody else these days.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm very, I'm not into much of the how do I say, the reviews, right? Because I
Yeah.
have a different way to think. Like people think, but you see the review in this place? I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I personally like sushi, right? But let's give you the example. If I don't like sushi, it doesn't matter how many reviews the sushi place has. I don't like sushi. It doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. When Yelp came out, I was very like, how is this really gonna work? You know what I mean? And I understand reviews for restaurants and for things like that, but not. I understand for business, right? For the whole people. Oh, these people like it's the bandwagon kind of thing, right? You get 450 reviews from that company and the other one doesn't have any, that's going to count too. So you
Mm.
should have reviews for your company, not because the way I think it's different in per se of the review itself. I think you should have it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. 100%, dude. Hey, Melvyn, man, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's always fun talking to you. You're always dropping bombs, giving golden nuggets, man. And so I really appreciate you doing that for our audience. But is there any last words of wisdom or life advice or anything that you just want to leave our audience with before we close this thing up?
Yeah, man, just to leave it out there. I, I'm not the smarter guy in the room or the
You're pretty
best guy in the
smart.
room,
You're pretty
but
smart.
if you surround yourself with people that smarter than you go further in life. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's what I personally believe, that you should self-educate you more and more and learn more, man. Be a forever student, because that way you grow personally and professionally. That's how I'll leave it.
Words of wisdom, man, from your Iowa roof guy. Truly, man. Melvyn, we appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for joining us.
Nick, thank you, man. You have a great day.
Let's give a big thank you to Melvyn for sharing invaluable insights. Please remember to like and subscribe. Before we sign off, don't miss Better Bosses Peak Season Perks promotion. Sign up for a 3-month membership to receive a free Milwaukee drill kit, 20% off the Better Boss Enterprise membership, and a free AI for Contractors training session. Offer ends August 30th. Visit our website or scan the QR code for more details. Until next time, keep building the future.